Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Vampire the Masquerade Independence. Tonight's scene we start perhaps earlier in the evening than we normally would, with the very restless dreams of one Everly Silverbird. She seems harassed by dreams of a most horrible sort, looking down from an immense height on a twilight grotto knee-deep with filth, where a white-bearded demon swineherd drove about with his staff, with a flock of fungus flabby beasts, whose appearance fills her with unutterable loathing. Then, as the swineherd paused and nodded over his task, a mighty swarm of rats rained down on the stinking abyss, fell to the devouring beasts and man alike. From this terrific vision, she was abruptly awoken by the sound of a hefty thump on the floor as she fell out of bed.
Oh. Face plant into the floor. Does this weight crimson? I'm curious.
Probably would. You just gonna lean over to the side of the bed and look down to her. What's going on?
She's gonna turn her head up after she kind of slowly pulls herself around. I'm assuming she fell face first, so she rights herself and she kind of kneels by the foot of the bed and she kind of looks up at him. I had a dream, bad dream. She just kind of like rubs her eyes. Ugh.
Just gives a bit of a nod. What did you dream about?
This thing eating stuff. I don't know. My head's fuzzy. Ugh, give me a second. And she gets up and sits on the bed, and she'll start to re-describe the scene. Very poorly, probably, because she's probably very fuzzy from just waking up. And the rats appeared again, and that. And she just kind of shakes her head. What is going on with these rats?
I don't know. Doesn't sound like anything I've heard of before.
And she'll look at the clock. What time is it, Amelia?
It's about half an hour before the sun properly descends beneath the horizon.
You want to go check out my place? See if there's something going on there?
Yeah.
You know about wards, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you think maybe something happened to one of my wards?
Something could have, but not the easiest thing to get rid of, though.
I don't know. Something's got to be going on. And again, it's not just my place. If I'm having nightmares at your house, then she kind of rubs her eyes again. Kind of very much like a sleepy child is how she looks right now. Anyway, I want to get a look at my place, see what's going on, see if there's anything there. If there's not, she kind of shrugs.
Nods a little bit. Okay.
So Eve will get up. She'll head into Crimson's bathroom and probably like get a shower, get dressed, do all that business. That should take about a half hour. So once the sun has set, she will start heading out.
Presumably taking longer than a half an hour it does for the sun to descend beneath the tall buildings of the city. Eve and Crimson make their way towards Eve's home. It was a very uneventful trip. The city seeming quite quiet at this hour of dusk, and then finally they arrive.
Once they arrive, Eve will park her bike, climb off, and look up at the building for a moment, kind of frowning, looking at her 5th floor from the ground and going, there's no way I was hearing all the way down to the under the building. There's no way.
Indeed, it does seem as though that she is on the 5th floor, was it? It is quite a long way from the ground, so perhaps that everything wasn't entirely as it seemed. He says with a massive hint.
I know. But it's going to make her kind of frown a bit, and she's going to I'm going to have her walk over to the door, so it doesn't seem too off that she's just like. Actually, no, she'll just go over to one of the walls, and she'll act as though she's leaning on it with one hand. But what she's doing is she's going to spirit touch. And of course, let me get my sheet up because I am dumb and did not do that. Ooh. Okay. I believe it's perception and empathy for spirit touch.
I think so.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
It is going to be a low difficulty because you are intimately familiar with your own room.
Okay. So I'll have her.
5. 4, let's say, actually.
Two successes.
So as Eve presses her hand against the wall, at first she doesn't seem to notice anything at all. Maybe a slight fuzzy sound on the edges of her hearing as though it was raining outside. The soft pitter-patter of raindrops hitting windows or the roof or something like that, until it slowly becomes louder and louder and louder, and then she realizes it isn't rain, it's actually things moving behind the walls, as though lots of small fingernails are scratching and scurrying their way down. Glancing over to one side, she can see one of her band posters, and it's as those things are moving behind it, pushing it out as they try and scramble and squirm over each other.
She's going to jerk her hand away from that. She'll probably stumble back into Crimson at that point.
And just like that, it stops.
So, what was that all about?
There's something in the walls. There's something in the walls.
Like what?
Oh, something scratching. Rats? I mean, Look, let's go. Let's go up to my flat, so we're not looking like a bunch of idiots out in public, okay?
Okay.
She'll kind of, drag him along and they'll go up to her room. And once they're inside, she's going to press her ear to the wall and see if she hears anything.
Perception and alertness.
Joker.
I'm guessing with Aspect 1 activated.
Oh, yeah. 2 successes. Oh,
She,
no. Actually, that's 3 successes. I'm sorry.
she hears the general sounds of a wall.
Hmm. Well, see, this sounds like something that's supernatural to her then, because she only saw it when she's spirit touched. So she's going to look at Crimson and go, alright, so I'm not hearing anything normally. Even enhancing my hearing isn't helping. But when I used, powers of the blood to try and see what's there, see beyond the eternal, she kind of frowns. That's when I saw my posters moving outside, and that's when I heard the scratching.
So, what do you think?
It's something supernatural. But what I want to know is, why am I being targeted by this?
So what is he going to do?
I think what Eve's going to do So her first instinct is to always call Cross. I hate to say that. But I don't know if she will in this particular moment, because she has been trying to, or has been trying to kind of deal with things on her own. So she's going to look at Crimson and go, you have an occult shop. You are a Setite. You don't have anything on this?
We don't have enough information. Alright.
Right then. And she's going to go over to probably some area where she keeps things for art. And she's going to pick up a hammer. And she's going to go over to a wall. And she's going to put a hole in it. Because now she's getting fed up.
Well, her hand goes straight through the plaster and plasterboard into the more crawl space between the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Yeah. She flinches. And she's going to peek inside with her enhanced vision going, so it's another perception alertness.
Roll it.
And it is 4 successes.
Okay, she can basically see all around this, inside this wall. There's various different spider webs and pipes and wires going this way and that way. She can see that it does extend down quite some way, possibly to the floors below, along with having the proper support joists and all that installed.
No sign of rat droppings or anything then.
Nope.
Hmm. I'm trying to think of what she would do next, because at that point it's like, okay, well, what do you suggest then, Crimson? How would you handle this?
Move house. Move house.
Yeah.
He just thinks for a moment. I don't know. This doesn't sound like anything I've ever encountered. So,
Eve begins to pace back and forth. Thinking. I don't want to go see the Fae.
I'm going to allow a wits and alertness roll for perhaps a glimmer of an idea.
Okay. Three successes.
The sounds of the rats the first time did come from below you. And then in the second night, they did seem to be moving downwards.
Well, that would indicate the basement, at least to Eve. So, without even, like, saying what she's doing, she's probably just gonna grab Crimson by, like, either, like, his shirt or his jacket, one or the other, and start pulling him with her. Down.
all he does is just kind of widen his eyes but follow.
Alright, so she's gonna head down to the basement area. Trying to think if anybody would stop her. Well, it's a hotel, essentially, from what Dave's, like, described. So it would definitely have a basement.
It is indeed a basement.
Okay. Does anybody try to stop her on the way down, or? Because, I mean, I know that's not exactly.
Well, I'd assume that she's being careful and is trying to get into the basement without anyone seeing her.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll a dex stealth?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll let your roll cover both of you.
Alright.
So
Luckily,
you won't get your specialization from it.
he has silent movement, so.
Yeah, but Crimson doesn't.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. No successes.
Well, at least it's not a botch.
Yeah.
So you are. Is it actually a hotel that Eve lives in then?
Yeah, she lives in, like, a hotel.
Okay, well, basically they are stopped by one of the lobby stewards. It's like, that's a private area.
And Eve's going to, actually, Eve's gonna look him in the eyes and she's gonna go, yeah, I was told by the manager that I could store some of my band equipment down there, and I kind of need it for a performance tonight, so... Manipulation, subterfuge. Two successes.
One in defense. Oh, well, okay, just, be quick and don't touch anything else, please.
Don't worry about it. I won't. Come on, honey, I need you to help me carry that drum set up.
Sure thing. And Crimson's just gonna follow behind.
The basement door itself was a large, thick-looking oak structure reinforced by a couple of iron bands going across it. It looked very old, in fact. Oh, probably quite as old as the actual interior of the building, the actual walls looked, which by now Eva actually got quite a good look at since she stuck her head through a hole in the wall that she made herself with her own fist. It was a dark and musty-looking cellar, the steps leading down creaking underfoot as they descended into the darkness below.
So, Eve's probably kept her auspex on, so it'll be easier for her to see down there in the dark. Unless there's, like, no source of light at all.
There's the light behind you, unless you close the door.
No, for now, she's going to leave it open.
Well, they go further down, and eventually she steps onto what looks like a flagstone floor. There's a soft, echoing clap as her booted foot hits the ground. Definitely walking on old stonework. It's quite a large basement, definitely at least as large as the actual building itself, perhaps going further, judging from where the structural supports seem to be. It looks very old and unused, as though no one's been down there in a number of years. There's cobwebs all over the place, and old oaken furniture just kind of leant against the wall, gathering dust, boxes and crates and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. She's going to go over to the floor. Well, over to the floor, yeah. She's going to crouch down to the floor and she's going to spirit touch it. And my question is, if my auspex are going, does that lower my difficulty?
I think it does, but this one is going to be quite a high difficulty. So what's your aspect rating?
My auspex rating is 3.
Okay, so you're looking at a difficulty of 6.
1 success.
You see vague shapes moving around. They look very old. The dress is most certainly quite substantially older than at least you are. Then you can slowly hear that soft pittering of rain coming from above as it starts to slowly get louder.
He's kind of frowning at that. Go. Crimson, what happens when a ghost haunts a place?
What haunts the place?
Ghost. Spirit.
Oh, for some reason I thought you said goat.
Eve gives him an incredulous look.
What?
Either way, Crimson. This is serious. And she kind of just flails her arms a bit. This is my haven.
It's like, I know.
No. don't have a lot of experience with ghosts. But it sounds like a ghost. I just saw someone walking around in an old dress, and I can hear the rain on the roof.
Sorry, I should re-specify that it wasn't an old dress, it was period dress. So you're looking
okay.
at sort of, it was old and beige, and it looked like it was sort of almost Civil War or pioneer style era.
Okay. Well, sorry. Well, she'll reiterate what you just said then. She'll just basically be like, it was. So I saw some like old clothes on whoever it was. I couldn't get a look at the face, it's just the shape. But I mean, maybe like pioneers, Old West, Oregon Trail, Civil War, even. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention in history. She kind of frowns at Crimson. I mean, this is Texas. Do you think something's buried under the floor?
There could be, but I don't know how deep, because the dirt here is mostly clay. It's really hard to dig down.
Yeah, but don't you remember the basement of that mansion?
Yeah, I know how much time, energy, and money would have had to be put into that.
True. I think something happened with this building, though.
Hold on.
For a second, I was like, wait. So what he's gonna do about that is she's gonna think about it and go, oh, he's probably right, but it doesn't hurt to check. So she's probably gonna get out her phone. She's probably gonna like contact. Actually, I think she would contact Baker because I believe he's the one that has contacts in concrete and stuff like that and
No
construction.
signal.
No signal. Damn it! I curse and so I'll do it later. Either way, while that's going on, well, we'll say Crimson had to go upstairs and take a call. Or something, or make a call to business.
Yeah.
Alright, so Eve's gonna continue to walk around downstairs. Is it just the one room, no doors other than the one at the top of the stair?
Don't know, are there?
Oh no, gonna have her go look. She's gonna walk around the edge of the door, or the walls, I mean.
Perception lightness.
No successes.
Well, she slowly wanders around. There's the occasional loose flagstone. It looks like there's some rotting mortar in between large stone bricks. She finds there are a few skylights that are cut into the upper reaches of the walls, probably because this the room that she's in now is only partly underground. Although as she is slowly touring around, she can just see sort of sweeps of hair blowing across her face. Very, very gently.
Does she feel it or see it?
She can see like strands of her hair just being blown gently across the front of her face.
Okay. Alright, well, if she's gonna turn in the direction that that's coming from, she's probably hearing a bit of, is she feeling any air from that? She'll go in that direction.
Going to allow you another perception alertness roll here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
What's the difficulty?
standard minus your aspects.
That's 4 successes.
She does find in this old, disused cellar that, again, doesn't seem like it's seen use in a long time, that there is underneath the actual stairwell itself coming down from above. There does seem to be an almost disguised door that, when she pushes on, it resists a little bit before slowly popping open, and then it swings gradually open, revealing a dark expanse beyond it, further stairs leading down. These ones, rather than being the wooden construction of before, seem to be stone slabs worn in the middle through the age of many feet travelling up and down.
Wow. Okay, she's gonna take out her phone again, but it's not to call. She's gonna use it as a kind of as a light source, a flashlight, and they think there's probably like a flashlight app.
The beam of light extends down into this dark expanse, lighting up a long stairway leading further down into the depths underneath the city. The architecture here is very, very old. The wall supports look as though they've been repaired from old stonework hewn into the clay and bedrock beneath the building, as the stairs slowly wind and weave their way, possibly around larger, denser rock that whichever tunnelers did indeed carve this rock out from this rock didn't wish to waste their time trying to go through as she descends further down into the base of the earth. How far is Eve going?
I think she's gonna go about halfway down the stairs.
How far is halfway down the stairs?
That's true.
You can't see the bottom.
I'm gonna let her go down like 5 or 6 steps to start out. But no, actually no. Start with the first step. See, test it with her feet.
It seems like the steps are solid rock, either carved out of the bedrock itself or somehow brought down and positioned in place.
Okay.
They're quite sturdy, if old and worn smooth by the passage of time and feet.
So stay on that first step, but she's gonna wait for Crimson to come back before going down any further because she's seen too many horror stories for this shit.
Well,
And she's afraid.
Continue.
Right. I was gonna say she's afraid the door's gonna close on her and she's gonna get trapped down there. So basically, what she's gonna do is she's gonna wait on that first step with her like hand on the door to keep it open.
She does notice that there is a latch on the inside. That's not all she notices. On the walls, and she's seen it possibly in her mother's museum, possibly in other museums, but it's very like old style architecture. It looks sort of Civil War era beams and mortar construction.
So this place is probably as old as Independence. At least that's what she's gathering from that. Okay, I think she's gonna... Because I don't want to make the scene wait, I'm going to do something a little out of character for her, because normally she would wait for Crimson, but I don't know how long he's actually going to be gone, so I'm going to have her take off... actually, no, not take off one of her shoes, that'd be stupid. Is there anything out there that she could grab to prop that door open?
Oh, there's a whole mess of things in the cellar.
Right, well,
Let's
she's
say
going to grab...
she finds something that can wedge a door open.
Maybe like an old book or something.
Yeah, or even a broom handle just jammed under the door.
Yeah. Either works. So she's going to do that.
The door is wedged open.
Alright, so once that's done, she's going to start heading down with the flashlight going.
It descends for quite some time. She loses track of exactly how much time, since she has no visible means of keeping the time besides her phone, which is currently slowly draining its battery life, keeping the only source of light that she has actually available to her. The walls are cold and dark as she descends further, and eventually it opens out into what looks like an old, very, very old, almost tomb-like area. The walls are solid stone, and there are carved pillars running up and down the walls in certain places. And I'm actually going to ask for an intelligence and academics roll.
What if she doesn't have academics?
Then you default on your intelligence and get -1 die.
Oh god. Oh.
She does remember something about school when they were talking about ancient civilizations, that the curves and the ceiling and the pillars and columns and how the rock seems to be hewn looks an awful lot like the pictures of the Roman temples that she's seen.
Well, that's weird. What the fuck would that be doing in Independence?
Down in this almost tomb-like area, it seems to open up slightly with semi-vaulted ceilings arcing overhead, looking as though they bear the age and weight of the clay and stone and dirt above them. Moving further in, is she at all?
Yeah, she's gonna move in. She's gonna look around. You know, shine her light at everything. See if there's anything down here that's like a candle or something she could light.
There doesn't appear to be anything like that down there, but what she does find while she's looking around is a large rectangular stone slab that's perhaps 2.5 feet tall, raised up slightly on a stone dais carved out of the ground itself. And there's a very old-looking brown stain upon the middle of it.
Spirit touch?
Roll thy dice.
Alright, and just mark down that I am spending a willpower. And it's a good thing I did. Wait, no, it's not. I would have. Well, no, that makes 3 successes.
It is not a botch.
Okay.
As you had 1 success and 1 failure.
Alright. So it was a difficulty 8 then?
It was difficulty 7 after
Oh.
your aspect is taken into account.
Okay. So I would have 1 success, wouldn't I? Because the 1 cancels out one of those, and the willpower is an automatic success.
Well, it's difficulty 10 minus your 3 aspects.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure if that's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so. I'm not getting anything from that. She's going to curse a little bit. But she's going to look around this slab. Is there any like, writing on it? Any sort of plaques?
On the reverse side of this, the slab, the one furthest from the door, she does make out some very old, worn-away letters carved into the actual stone itself. It says div, and then there's a bit missing before it says ops. And then on another line it says magna, mat, and then it seems to have been rubbed out once more.
She's going to frown again at that. She's frowning a lot because she has no idea what the fuck is going on. Um, but she is worried about her battery life, so she's going to snap a few pictures to look at later. And she's gonna start moving on from that. How much further in does it go, or
It seems as though this sub-cellar is actually the limit of the stairway going down, as though it leads purely and only to this destination.
Do I see anything else on the walls, or is it just that stone slab?
There's some small inscriptions here and there. I just need to find what they are. Again, it's very old and worn away. In a variety of different scripts, there appear to be some runes that Eve can't quite discern what they actually mean. Very angular and formulaic in how they're formed. There's some more writing carved into the pillars like that on the back of the altar that says P get a prop, and then there's a blur again before temp, and another blur before donar, and then finally el plague us pontifi, and then again there's a blur before attis. And then there seem to be later scripts as well, but this is a more, it looks like it's been painted onto the wall and has slowly flaked off over the years, but it doesn't look like there is actually enough there to discern any sort of specific word. Except for one, Delapore.
She's gonna take a picture of that word and the other inscription. Click, click. She's gonna go back to the slab and she's gonna try it one more time.
Difficulty 8 this time.
Okay.
That's including your aspects.
Alrighty. Nothing.
Try as she might, it just seems as though this place is too old or disconnected with her to actually wield any sort of useful information.
She curses at that a bit. To actually kick the stone. That's not hard. Like,
Ow. Ow.
yes, the ow.
It seems like it's solid rock.
Damn. She's gonna glare at the rock like, fucking hell. Alright. Then she's gonna go back to the staircase and start heading back up. Because she's not seeing anything else down there.
Nope. The trip back up is a large relief, really, because she can see the light up ahead as she ascends the staircase, and the footsteps echoing behind her as the darkness once again encroaches upon her back. Metaphorically.
Ah. Okay. So once she gets to the top, she's going to shut the door, put the broom back where she found it or whatever. And then she's gonna head in, look around to see if Crimson's there, which is me just checking to see if Dave's back, which I doubt.
Yeah, I think they moved a little bit further away from my window, so I can actually hear what you're saying now.
Okay. So Eve's coming back upstairs, and she's looking for you. What was Crimson doing that whole time, by the way? I'm curious.
He was trying to get a hold of someone that knew necromancy.
Yeah. Well, did he notice that Eve had been gone, or?
Pretty sure he has.
Well, Eve's gonna march over to him. hands on her hips, and she's gonna go. So you might want to see this. It's kind of cool. Come on.
Okay.
She kind of pushes him towards the staircase, and she takes him back around to the door she just left. And she's gonna check her phone battery to see if she has enough power to like flashlight down there.
Well, presumably she charged it all the way to max before, so it's still at like maybe 70% by now.
Okay. So she's gonna turn it back on, turn on the flashlight app, and she's gonna hold Crimson's hand as they walk down those stairs.
Do you need me to describe it again?
Did.
I don't think I should.
Okay, I wasn't sure how much you heard because I didn't know when you were back. Okay, so they go down into all this, like, you know, the Roman-esque architecture with the big stone in the middle, and she's gonna point at, like, all of this after they get down there. I'm sure it's gonna take a while. And she's gonna go, what do you think of this?
And you motioned to the slab.
She's motioned to everything. There's Roman architecture under the streets of Independence.
Um, he's just looking at this with his eyes a bit wide. Because this shouldn't be here.
Going to point to some of the inscriptions on the different things, the walls and the stone, and she's gonna go, do you know any Latin?
Does Pig Latin count?
No.
Then no.
She groans. Also, does Crimson know Auspex?
He does.
Does he have spirit touch, though?
I do not believe so.
Yeah.
Let me check. No.
Because I was going to have him try it. What do you think we should do? I mean, I feel led here, sort of. Not any, like, you know, weirdness. It's just that this is as far down as I can see. This is as far down as we can go. So, do you think something's going on down here connected to this that's causing the rats or whatever?
Possibly, but why now? Why not anytime sooner?
Maybe it was disturbed. I mean, she shrugged. Do you have anybody I can contact about this, Crimson, or do you think I should finally go to the Fae?
Oh. I'd say hold off on going to the Fae for just now. I tried pulling in a favor or two with a necromancer.
I could try. I haven't seen him in a long time.
If we can't get a hold of him, he's not the only one.
Eve looks at him and kind of arches a brow. Who else do you know?
I know there are some within my clan that have access to necromantic powers. They might be able to help.
Well, then I'm going to have to ask a favor of you then, because I don't have any contact with the Setites. Other than you.
Well, we tend to take care of our own. So I'll help you take care of this matter.
I think I can count on you. Anyway, we're not going to find anything, I don't think, not on our own. I took pictures, so we have sources to show. You want to go back to your place? Or at least go to the hearth?
Yeah, I don't see any point in staying here anymore.
Alright. She'll stand and... Oh, she's already standing, never mind. She'll get, basically tug him towards the stairs and she'll start back up, kind of hurrying. She feels like she's lingered here too long.
Again, the ascent back into the cellar was rather uneventful. The darkness again reclaiming its grasp upon the apparent stone altar at the base of it.
Once they're up those stairs and in the cellar, she's going to go and go up the cellar stairs. The cellar stairs, see if I can talk.
And finally they're engulfed by a bright surrounding light. The lights of the hotel above.
Yeah, I'm sure that would hurt her heightened senses eyes. She's going to like groan and she's going to put a hand over her eyes a bit like, oh. Crimson, do you have an extra pair of shades?
He reaches into his jacket and pulls out a hard glasses case and hands it over to her.
She'll take them out and put them on. Oh. Alright, she's going to basically leave from there. She's going to go out, get on her bike. And I guess that'll be the end of that. She'll just go with Crimson to the hearth.
Well, I think that's where we can draw a close to this scene for the night, unless there's any other business.
No.
Not that I can think of.
Well then, that's where we shall leave it indeed. As Eve and Crimson go off to actually start the night for once, having fully investigated, or so they think, the sub-cellar beneath Eve's Haven. Thank you players for playing, thank you watchers for watching, and good night on this episode of Vampire the Masquerade Independence.